Welcome once again, grade 7 learners, and good morning. We're going to start in our week 6 in the third quarter. We have 2 remaining weeks before we end our third quarter. Therefore, I hope that every one of you will already be passing the requirement, most especially if you have an access to our Facebook group. Kindly pass all your requirements. For the most essential learning competency, who can read? Ishana, please read.
Most essential learning competency. Express one's belief, convictions based on a material view. Enabling competency. Make a stand on the material view.
And for the next, lesson objectives, Wiko, please read.
To determine the expressed beliefs or convictions based on a material view through revisiting the culture and tradition.
Before we start our lesson, let's have an activity. Absalon, please read the direction.
In the previous lesson, you learned how to express and stand for your own values and beliefs. Now look at the given set of pictures. Carefully give the world that will describe the set by choosing from the box letter.
Here, you're going to express your values and beliefs by guessing that particular picture, only one picture that I will be showing you. And here are the questions for the activity before I show you the picture. Buta, please read.
Activity. What makes people blank from one another? Number 2. How will it affect us?
Thank you for reading. And here's the picture. Can someone tell me what's that word? Yes, Wiko.
Different.
Let's see if the answer is different. You're correct. The answer is different. Let's go back to the question number 1. The blank word is different. What makes people different from one another? Anyone who can answer based from your own experiences or being a student or a learner of this school? CBNHS San Nicolas. Based from Wiko, I'm checking the chat box. Their people are different from their hobbies, right? For example, someone wants to draw, someone wants to write. There are some of things that they're doing, or someone wants to go somewhere. Someone wants to travel. Or they're different in their personalities. Ishana Santiago answered looks. Yes, we're different looks, right? Most especially in our in the physical aspects, most especially in our faces, in our bodies, we're different from one another. Absalon, we have different attitude. You're correct, right? We have different attitudes, especially in dealing with other people. Some are nice, some are not nice. It is different. We have different attitudes in every kind of situation. Thank you for actively participating once again. Buta, appearance, like one of your classmates said. Preferences, yes. For example, someone preferred music, and others preferred writing. Beliefs, yes, correct. We also have different beliefs, like what you said last week about religion, right? And how about number 2? How will it affect us? Anyone who can answer? I want to hear from Lawrence.
Sir, sometimes it can cause an argument because maybe we can agree with the same decision because we don't have the same decisions like that. So maybe it will cause an argument.
Very good. When we have agreements or disagreements, of course, it will affect us all, most especially in making decisions. Sometimes we agree, sometimes we disagree with one another. Thank you very much, Lawrence. How about Mizaki?
It will affect our humanity because some people are being insecure about one another or about other people because we don't have what we want because other people have it. So we feel insecurities from our appearance. We are not even beautiful enough to what we prepare. So we feel insecurity. So that's how affect our humanity.
You're correct. Many people have insecurities. That's the reason why people look into the differences aside from the similarities. So people are thinking that negatively they're insecure to some people or that they are insecure to other people because they don't have what the other people have. Okay, thank you for your answers. Before we start our lesson, what was our lesson last week all about? For those who attended last time, what was our lesson last week? Lance Andre,
Expressing one's own values and beliefs.
very good, right? We also had this particular text or selection, most especially in the marriage, because there are many traditions when it comes to the marriage. By the way, you're going to pass your learning task 1 and 2 in the week 5 tomorrow. Did you get it? Now, let's have our lesson. From our activity, what do you think is our lesson for today? Let's see in the chat box. Beliefs, differences. Our lesson for today is this one. Who can read? Yes, Mizaki. Yes, Mizaki.
Week 6 lesson, making a stand in relation to one's responsibilities for
Thank you. Again, our lesson for the week 6 is making a stand in relation to one's responsibilities. If you say responsibilities, what comes first into your mind? Yes, Mizaki again?
The responsibility means to me is that the most important thing that you have to do.
Very good. You need to do something. It's very important. That's the reason why we should be able to make our own responsibility. Very good. Now, in this lesson, Nella Wico said obligations. That's correct. It's also our obligation or the things that we will be able to do. Now, in this lesson, you will read an excerpt of a story on how to stand up for what you believed in despite differences. The author, Carlos Bulosan, used his voice to promote human rights through his writings. But before anything else, read the Convention on the Rights of the Child declared by the United Nations International Children's Emergency Fund, or UNICEF. It is written there that parents have responsibilities which fulfill and provide for the rights of all the children in the world, including the Philippines, of course, in our own country. Some of these declarations include the following. Parents, take note, have responsibilities to fulfill for the rights of their children. And here are the following. Number 1, who can read? Lawrence, please read.
Family guidance as children develop. Governments should let families and communities guide their children so that as they grow up, they learn to use their rights in the best way. The more children grow, the less guidance they will need.
Here's number 2, who can read? Freddie Dean.
2. Keeping families together. Children should not be separated from their parents unless they are not being properly looked after. For example, if a parent hurts or does not take care of a child, children whose parents don't live together should stay in contact with both parents unless this.
Thank you for number 2. How about number 3? Who can read? Nella, please read number 3, Wiko.
Responsibility of parents. Parents are the main people responsible for bringing up a child. When the child does not have any parents, another adult will have this responsibility, and they are called a guardian. Parents and guardians should always consider what is best for that child. Governments should help them. Where a child has both parents, both of them should be responsible for bringing up the child.
Number 3. That's number 3. How about number 4? Who can read? Yes, Lawrence?
Number 4, health, water, food, environment. Children have the right to the best health care possible, clean water to drink, healthy food, and a clean and safe environment to live in. All adults and children should have information about how to stay safe and healthy.
That's number 4. And for the number 5, please read, Sugilon.
Rest, play, culture, arts. Every child has the right to rest, relax, play, and to take part in cultural and creative activities.
Thank you for reading. And these 5 are being mentioned by the UNICEF or the United Nations. So here are the things that you should remember or the parents should remember with regards to taking care of their children. But here's the question. Why do the parents have the responsibilities to fulfill and provide for the rights of all children in the world? Who can answer? Yes, Lance Andre.
To have a better future.
Very good. It's for us to have a better future. Who are the children, by the way? Us. Very good. We are the children, right? Of course, all of us became a child. Therefore, our parents have their responsibilities to us to fulfill. Another, I saw Wiko. Yes, Wiko, please tell me your answer for that question.
Parents have the responsibility to take care of children because they're the ones who brought us into this world. And as parents, they should genuinely love the children and take care of them.
Very good. Our parents' responsibility to take care for us. It's not only a responsibility, but because of the love that they should fulfill into us. Spiritually, physically, emotionally, mentally, and in other aspects, we should be taken care of. We should be taken care of by our parents. As a student, you are already capable of presenting your own views in various platforms, right? You are sharing and liking posts on social media. As a result, it is important that you know how to express your views on social concerns and issues. To express your views more clearly, you can use sentences starters. For example, I believe this. For example, you're having your opinion. I believe this because you can start like that. Next, I think this is. And the third one, I am not sure about this because here are the starters in sharing your own ideas, in pressing concerns and issues. For example, the issue is about COVID and you want to take your vaccine. Let's have for the first sentence or the first sentence starter. I believe this because vaccines are important to us people. Vaccines are, if you want to stress the importance of the vaccines right now to fight the COVID-19, you can start it. I believe this because. Next one. I think this is, I'm going to tell a statement. I think this is important because vaccines are effectively used as a battle or as a tool to fight the COVID-19. And last one, I am not sure about this because some people are still hesitant in taking the vaccine. Next, when sharing your views with someone, you can respectfully ask questions to each other to explain your ideas and opinions. To help frame questions, sentence starters can be used. Some examples are, here are some of the examples to frame the questions if you didn't understand what your classmate or what people are saying to you. For example, I did not understand what you meant. I did not understand what you meant when you said. Can you rephrase or restate that? Rephrase means you're making a statement clear or you're making your statement easily to be understood. That's the first one. The second, when I heard you when I heard you say I thought, is that correct? And last one, have you thought of? So here are the sentence starters to make us easily understand, or we can understand the ideas and opinions of other people. Let's continue. And now we are going to read a selection or a story. Who can read the title? Anyone who can read the title? Subilon, please read the title. Anyone from the class who can read the title in plans?
My father goes to court.
Okay. Thank you for reading.
My
Lord.
father goes to court.
My father goes to court. And the author is Carlos Bulosan. I want you to read the story with feelings once again, like what you read or like what you did last time. Who can read the first? Who can read the first paragraph? Lance, please read.
This story was narrated by a 4-year-old kid whose family lived in a small town in Luzon. His father's farm was destroyed by a flood. That was the reason why they preferred to live in a new place. They had a rich man neighbor, and the rich man's children rarely went outside. Their house was tall, where their family could watch the farmer's kids play outside their house. The rich man's servants were always cooking delicious food like fried chicken, ham, and bacon. The farmer's family would always take a whiff of the heavenly essence of the rich man's food.
Thank you for reading the first paragraph. How about the second paragraph? Who can read? Ishana, please read.
The narrator's family always bonds outside in the sun and bathes in the river. They always had a good time and had a contagious laugh, and some people joined their bonding, while the rich man only watches them. As they passed on, the rich man's family had a problem. The children became thin. The wife had a cough like the rich man. There was an opposite effect in the narrator's family. They became bright and healthy. Their sickness was not in the food because their servants were always cooking something delicious to eat. After that, their house was always closed, but the aroma of the food was still drifted by the wind.
Thank you, reading Ishana. Next. Subilon, please read. Subilon.
One morning, a policeman knocked on the door of the narrator's house. The rich man had a complaint against them because they were accused of stealing the spirit of essence of their.
Thank you for reading. Noreen. Next paragraph. Rico, please read.
When the trial came, the narrator's family came first. After a few minutes, the rich man's family came with a lawyer. Their body was so thin and they looked sick. The narrator's father didn't have any lawyer. He fought on his own. The trial starts. The lawyer questions the narrator's father. In the first question, the father didn't agree that they stole the spirit of the wealth and the food. The father agreed in the second question, when he stated that their family hung outside the rich man's house and inhaled the food. He also agreed that when the rich man's family became sick, their family became strong and healthy.
Thank you for reading, Nella. Next is Fredilyn, please read. Argilia.
The rich man's children went in shyly. They were really thin and looked sick. When it was time for the rich man, the narrator's father was the one who questioned him. The rich man agreed that while their family was having fun, the rich man's family became worse and sad, and they also stole the spirit of their wealth. He also agreed that the farmer's family stole the spirit of their food by hanging outside their windows, while their servants cooked the food. The narrator's father committed to the rich man. He took the straw hat and collected some centavo and silver coins around the courtroom. When the father was ready, he went to the rich man and sat in front of the rich man with. In that case, the father told the man that he already paid. After that, the case was dismissed.
Thank you for reading, Fredeline. Let's see if there's still a next slide. Yes, please read. Marian.
The judge told the narrator fathers the story where his uncle died because of the laughing. The judge likes to hear the narrator family laughing. The kid's sister started to laugh, and all of the people in the courtroom laughed, and all the judge laugh was the loudest of all.
Thank you, Marian, for reading. Let's see if there's still last paragraph. Oh, there is. That's it. I hope that by reading the story, you can understand what the story meant to us. And now, since we read already the story, here are the things that I expected you to, here are the things that I expect you to answer, or here are the learning tasks that I want you to answer after this class, right? And of course, that will be submitted next week. Or you can start it already since we are, since we discussed it already here in the Zoom discussion. For the learning task, one, after reading the excerpt or the story, answer the following questions. Write your answer on your paper. Number one, how is the narrator's family different from the rich man's family? List down at least 3 characteristics. Number two, why did the rich man complain about the narrator's family? Number three, how did the narrator's family react to the rich man's complaint? Number four, how did the narrator's father pay the rich man? And number five, if you were the narrator's father, would you have done the same thing he did to settle the trial? Explain your answer. Any question for the learning task one? If there is none, show me your thumbs up if you understood the learning task number one. Thank you for showing me your thumbs up. Hopefully, I can see you understand the story by answering the learning task. For the learning task number two, using the pyramid organizer, let us analyze the ending of the story by supplying the needed information. Write your answers on your paper. First thing to do, you're going to draw a pyramid, or the pyramid organizer should be drawn like that, what you see in the screen. Then you're going to write the information on that. First, at the top part, at the top part of the, at the top part of the pyramid, you're going to write your response to the outcome of the story. Only one, okay? Only one answer. What is your response to the outcome of the story? In the middle part, if you see there, there are two. The middle part of the pyramid is divided into two. Why? You're going to tell me the pros and cons of the story's ending. The pros, meaning the positive. The cons, meaning the negative. Okay, the pros and cons of the story's ending. That's the reason why it's divided into two. And for the bottom part, why is it divided into three? You saw in the pyramid, at the bottom part, it is divided into three. What are those? Three events that led to the story's resolution. What is the resolution? The last part of the story. Okay. Where did this resolution, how the events in the story was solved in the end of the selection? Any question for the learning task number 2? I hope that my explanations are clear on you, and if there's something that you didn't understand to the Facebook or to that particular learning task, you may ask me, right? And sometimes I'm replying even in 2 a.m. Some of your classmates are asking 2 a.m. and I'm responding. Uh, if I woke up as early as in the morning, I'm replying to your classmates, even they're chatting me any time of the day. If you have, this is what it means. If you have difficulties regarding the discussions, you may ask me. Okay, you can DM me or you can chat it right away. If you understand. But sometimes I cannot answer, but I can reply this day or the next day since I also have other things to do. Okay, if this is clear on you, let's have the learning task number 3. Okay, for the learning task number 3, to explore more about the story's theme. What is the story's theme? It is the main idea of the story. Look at the illustration that follows and answer the questions. Write your answers on your paper. You're going to look for that illustration or the drawing. What is that drawing all about? Let's see. Number 1. Can you see the drawing, class? Can you see the drawing at the right side? Okay, yes, you can see it. Number 1, what does the illustration suggest? Number 2, how is it related to the story? Number 3, who among the characters in the story best symbolizes this picture? Why? Number 4, what Filipino belief or value can help address this issue and why? And number 5, as a student, how can you help make a change in this kind of situation? Any question? You're just going to analyze that particular illustration or drawing, and I expect you to answer it. Again, this is Sir Jasper. Thank you very much for listening and participating to this discussion. See you again next week. Thank you very much and goodbye.